What's up, mechanics? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode of Tool Tuesday here at the Vim Tools headquarters. We got three sets on the table. Drivers. We're talking about two-piece drivers and one-piece drivers. But first, we would like to ask, are any of you guys local to Tampa Bay? Anyone that's close to our office? Because if you are and you're a tech in a shop, we are looking for somewhere to come record some like in-use videos and things like that in a shop setting. So we don't have a shop setting of our own set up yet, so we kind of need to make friends with somebody. And so if you guys are open to that, reach out to us.
We'd love to feature you, your shop, and our tools in a video done in collaboration with you and or your shop, and promise that we will make it worth your while in a mini sense. You won't be a millionaire from it, but you will be dripping in some Vim gear.
Yeah, and we are setting up the Tool Tuesday podcast. So if anybody that's a tech might want to come on to the show, obviously we don't have any dates set up yet, but that is something that we are working on. So
if you're local, reach out. And if you want to make a drive from anything a little past local, even better. If it's something that you're interested in, we're interested in. So drop a comment down below and let us know whether or not that is something that you'd be willing to partake in.
Yep.
In any capacity.
We want to talk to people, whether it be end users, dealers.
Anybody watching this video, if it's your grandmother and she thinks you need to use better tools, I want to talk to her.
Get Granny on the show.
But yeah, open forum type deal. Comment what you think, how you'd want to contribute, if you want to at all. I have no idea what the possibility is for this, which is why this is a very experimental part of the Vim Tools YouTube saga.
Yeah, well, we got a whole other building that we're sort of working on setting up that's different from this space. Obviously, we need a little bit of a larger table and different angles for cameras, obviously, because there's going to be somebody across the other side from us. And Clay's going to come down here pretty soon, so we'll probably do the first episode us just talking to Clay and getting his background, because he's had a long history in this industry.
A lot of people don't really know what he's done in general. Like I've seen misrepresentations all over the internet. And there's very few people who know exactly where he's been and what he's done. And I think it's good for him to have an opportunity or a platform to
share his story.
Exactly, if that's what he wants to do.
He's done a lot, and it's worth talking about.
Yes.
And so, but that's what we want to do with other people. If you're a diesel tech that works local in Tampa, or somebody maybe travels down here and wants to be on the show, we'd like to have you on. You can talk about your work.
There's plenty of private airports near here.
Yes,
if you're an aviation tech who, that's something that is not very publicized. It's not something that gets as much attention as I think it deserves. Because planes are freaking cool.
Just talk different areas of the industry and what it's like, different problems that different technicians have. Somebody who works on marine equipment versus airplanes.
Exactly. And what struggles each of them face versus what benefits they see to certain brands or whatever it might be. We just want to give everyone else an insight into your story in the industry.
Yeah,
maybe
on all levels, and the people that are using the products, people that are selling the products, and everyone else.
The tool industry in the machine.
Yeah, or behind the industry or something. It's gonna be a part of Tool Tuesday.
Yes.
Or should we name it something else? Should we leave it part of Tool Tuesday, or should we name it?
It'll be Tuesdays, so it could be Tool Tuesday, something. But
yeah, it's not gonna be every week. This is gonna be this, and then on the weeks that we have the podcast, that will replace the Tool Tuesday for that week. Right.
The Wrench Wreckers podcast.
Wrench Wreckers? That's not a bad one. All right, that's top of the list so far. Leave your suggestions down in the comments.
Podcast names.
Yeah, podcast names. But onwards to the show, because we got three sets on the table. And we're talking two-piece drivers and one-piece drivers. We have one of our older sets right here that we're going to talk about, but what do you think we should start with? This?
Let's start with that one, because that one is one of the older sets in old packaging. We still do have them in stock, and eventually we'll be updating this kit. But for now, it is staying as is.
This is the HMS 26. This is a hex master set. It has metric and standard from 6 up to 19. Or I'm sorry, from 3 up to 19, or from 1/8 up to 3/4. So it's a pretty wide variety. And you'll notice that the bit inserts are black. And when we first made these, first of all, I want to say that this is the same material these are the same materials as our newer updated sets. The materials have not changed. These are still S2 steel. We just changed the finish here and the finish on the bit insert. But originally when this set was made, The decision was made to make these black so that it was more obvious that these could handle impact, because they are, as the sales flyer said, power tool rated.
They are approved for power.
Approved for power tool use is what it said. They are S2. They're strong enough to be handled on an impact. We don't impact rate them because obviously chrome can flake, but a lot of people will use chrome on an impact regardless. So
not you, but people.
Yeah. So we're not going to act like that doesn't happen. So, we were like, hey, these are strong enough to hold up to that. A lot of people really liked the black insert, but we nevertheless ended up changing it. So now it's more of like a raw S2 finish.
That's what it is. It's not really a finish on it. It is, or It's not a coating or anything. This is a coating, whereas the current is more of the raw finish once you treat S2 or heat treat it. And then the socket itself is a satin as opposed to a flat or matte.
Yeah, it's still satin. It's just like a shinier satin. It's not a polished chrome.
Realistically, it's this. So you can see the difference in the shine there. It's not polished chrome, or high polished chrome at least.
It's a higher quality finish.
Bright satin. I mean, you call it higher quality. I call it more looker better. It just looks better, in my opinion, to be honest. But in terms of performance, no. It is not a different.
Yeah. It's not a performance thing. It's a looks thing. Looks are important.
Yeah, looker betters.
But anyways, this is the HMS 26. This has been a staple for us. Vim was always known for their sockets, bits, and drivers. So this was one of those things for Vim tools for the longest time, and it is being discontinued. We're bringing in an updated version, so don't be upset. But we still have a lot of these in
being
stock.
superseded, better said, because it'll still be around, just in a different way.
Yes.
But the reason we're talking about it is because you're going to see these SAE specifically tested on the break room in different capacities. So we wanted to give an insight as to the set that they came out of, because we have multiple variations of this kit. This is just the one that has one of the two sets that has the SAE sizes in the kit.
Also, it's been, what now, 10 episodes of the break room? We've been doing the break room for a little bit now, maybe a few months. So, what is everybody thinking about it? Do we like it? It was new. We just started doing it, and
what
it's been going good so far.
Would you make?
What changes should we make?
When I say that, do not be generic.
Yeah.
Be specific, because generic does not help. Because I understand your concerns. There's a solution to those concerns in a generic response. If you give a specific one, we can make that happen.
Yes.
I don't know why I made it seem so sassy right now.
Let us know what you're thinking of the break room, because we've been going at it for a little bit now. But anyways, this is the HMS 26. Look it up on the website to find the information. We've had it for a little bit. It's being superseded pretty soon, but we still have some stock on this exact set. So go check that out. Okay, now on to the one-piece drivers. We talked about the two-piece. Now we're talking about the one-piece. This is a 1/4-inch set. We've got two of them here. This is 1/4. That one's 3/8. We're going to talk about that in a second. This has pretty much everything you need. It's a 50-piece set. This is the MMS 450, Torx, Torx Plus, triple square, hex metric, hex SAE, and flat and Phillips. Fun fact, probably the most popular piece is the P2, Phillips. How many times do we get asked for this?
A lot. We get a lot of those. I think if we had to put in comparison how much we sold of the other Phillips sizes, or even the other drivers in general, that's not the T30, not the T15, the popular stuff. You sell maybe 50 to 60 of each individual a year, because really they're being bought for the most part when someone loses them. And that's when those pieces are being bought instead of the set. But the other ones are bought individually regularly. So we sell about 3,000 to 4,000 of the SP2s in both 3/8 and 1/4 every year.
Gets used a lot. I actually did not know how many Phillips were used on airplanes, because we were walking onto a flight, and when you walking through the jetway onto the airplane, you look at the door, it is all Phillips. Nothing but Phillips, which is
not
crazy.
So much in the automotive, really, other than obviously there's the brake calipers that use those Phillips. So there are specialty applications that are still used in automotive, but I guess the range of the Phillips fasteners is kind of outside the automotive industry now.
Yeah, but so these are super stubby, one-piece, half-cut tips on these drivers. So the fit on like on a lot of the Torx and
tighter.
Hex is a lot tighter than some of those other competitors, I would say.
Vim tools keep it tight.
Vim tools keep it tight. Anyways, something I want to show at least, because now we're going to move on to this one.
Oh, so you're just going to take mine?
I mean, yeah, I know, but I have to say it about this.
What?
This is the Impact 50. This is the same set, but in a 3/8 drive.
It's the big brother.
And you'll notice that the finish is different. That's because these are impact rated. But these are made from the same exact material. These are impact rated. These, we don't impact rate them because it has a satin chrome finish, but it is the same exact material. They are impact, they're sold as impact, and people have used it as an impact for years. We've been selling it for
the Impact 50.
The Impact 50.
That being said, use your tools. Go for it. Throw them on those guns.
Yes.
Have fun.
These are impact drivers, just coated in a satin chrome finish.
So for legal reasons, they're not impact drivers.
Yes. But, do with that information with what you will. That has a lifetime warranty. MMS 450.
No questions asked, lifetime warranty on that.
Again, we've said it here before, but there's a QR code on the front of the case that when you scan it, it brings you to a parts breakdown of the set. So if for whatever reason you do have to warranty a piece, or maybe you lose a piece, which will be more likely, you can scan that and have the part number ready for your dealer, or if you want to look it up on the website, if you bought it from us, you want to go warranty your piece, you know the part number you need. A lot of people have a problem, trying to find the part number for an individual piece. Bam, you got it. Scan the code.
Boom.
Now you can do your spiel.
As my poorly mannered associate here rudely took from me, this is the Impact 50 kit. Like you said, it is the big brother of the MMS 450. It is all 3/8, same concept, but 3/8 instead of 1/4-inch square drive. They're all still half-cut stubbies. So for 3/8, I mean, that is still relatively low profile. And they're super strong because they are half-cut, and they fit into fasteners a lot tighter because they're half-cut. Normal fasteners are normally tapered a little bit, which is why the tip fits in where in the bottom, the base is a little bit wider. They're just naturally tapered. Whereas the ours is half-cut, that taper is minimal, but it allows you to snug in there real tight. Now, there's not a whole lot else to talk about this kit, which is why I want to talk about something else. These two kits. I want to talk about a packaging issue that we had with the MMS 450 originally. The MMS 450 we had in a completely different case. I believe there was an issue with that blow mold factory where that case was no longer available, which is that's what caused us to switch away from the MMS 450 case. We had them out of stock for a very long time, and we had a new blow molded case for it. The new blow molded case was, I don't know why, we couldn't get it correct. And we ended up having a bunch of sets ready without cases for them, which is why some of you may have received or seen them in foams like last year.
For a very short period of time.
There was a run of 2,000 pieces put into foams. So that is why you may have received a set in foam wherever it is that you may bought it from. Some people loved it, other people hated it. Regardless of the fact, that was more of a rush it to market, get it out, the bits are ready, the tools work.
Not so much of a rush it to market. It was a.
Well, we had a
crazy. We have filled backwards.
That's what I'm saying. So rush it to fill. Sure, better said. It's a product that was existing, that was proven, that worked,
fill orders. Yeah.
That we rushed in to fill orders, and I wasn't going to have wait for 2 months because of a simple casing issue.
And at the end of the day, it's product that matters. The tools that matter, not the case. So we had to do something.
But we know.
And an EVA foam is a high quality package, so it wasn't like we didn't put it in like a Ziploc bag.
Exactly.
But
now we did find the case for it that works perfectly. QR code, like Michael said, latched, still relatively low profile, and it has actual latches, not just some plastic that's bent. The reason I say that is that this this Impact 50 was also switched from its regular case, which was much larger than this, to fit into this case.
It was even bigger than this one.
To reduce the size that it takes up and all the waste. So obviously it fits in here pretty snug. Everything still stays neat. It's still relatively low profile. But we've already made a change to this blow mold case because the original one did not have these. Can you see them here? Yeah. Did not have all these grooves in the top. And obviously it's self-explanatory for what they're for, or maybe you don't know. But when we first got them in, the top of it looked just like this one, where it was flat and there was no indents in the casing. Now there is enough space between the bits and the top of this case to where this was closed. A lot of times in shipping, stuff would come loose and rattle everywhere. And if you're a dealer who's opened it, you know what kind of a pain in the butt that is. That sucks. And I apologize for that. So temporarily, we put foam in it to kind of limit the amount of movement that you would just take out when you sold it to a customer. And now to permanently change the issue and to fix it, we added these grooves because as you can see, it goes from smallest to largest, and then it flips. It goes from smallest to largest and vice versa all the way down. So that is what these grooves are for, so that you can close it with confidence And even if it's in your service truck or anywhere on your tool truck, these aren't going to go anywhere. They're going to stay right in place. Because we all know that the noise when these are loose and they're shaking everywhere is something of nightmares, because you know you got to deal with it when you open it.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah.
I've done it. I know it sucks. So that is why we did this. But I think that is all that we have for today.
Also, if you're a dealer that's local to Tampa, hit us up too, because we'd like to have you on the podcast. But also, we're gonna do some ride-alongs pretty soon, of like a vlog style.
Yes.
We're both gonna get on the truck. One of us is gonna have a camera. The other one's gonna be doing their thing. Maybe we'll switch off between, who's recording, who's talking. But we'll get to go to shops and talk to techs and maybe go into the shops. So if you're a dealer and you are okay with having us on your truck, we would like to come along and bring some free product and shirts and hats.
So local dealers, we're trying to collaborate and try to help you sell, and try to give our viewers an insight into what goes on a regular basis on a tool truck. That being, which a lot of them probably already know. But that being said, the reason we're using this format is because I recently found out that a lot of dealers don't like it when you just ask them blatantly when they're out of stock, which I get, which I made the mistake of doing, but hey, my bad.
I know you're talking about.
He did not take kindly to me just stopping and asking him off the truck, hey, would you? He didn't like that. But whatever, I get it. That is your prerogative. That is your space. I'm asking here, please reach out if you want to collaborate in any way and want to help give us an insight into what your daily life is like. All right?
Yeah. Now, we're going to move on to answering any questions that you guys had over the last few episodes. So, if you want to watch the questions and answers, click the link below to watch the Q&As. There is no playlist for you to just go back and see the Q&As. You got to click on the links in the descriptions of the Tool Tuesday of that week. So, click the link below.
All right.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.